Another saint story made with love.
What if holiness looked like hiking boots, laughter, and hidden acts of love? Hi, I'm Pier Giorgio Frassati. At my beatification, Pope John Paul II called me the man of the 8 Beatitudes. But I was just a boy who loved life. I hiked mountains, skied in the snow, laughed with friends, and even pulled a few pranks. My father was a journalist, senator, and ambassador, my mother an artist. Faith at home wasn't always strong, but from the time I was little, I was drawn to Jesus and Mary. At 12, I joined the Apostleship of Prayer, learning to offer daily prayers and sacrifices for the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the intentions of the Pope. At my Jesuit school, I joined the Sodality of Our Lady, finding encouragement to grow in devotion to Mary and the Eucharist with friends. Later, I became a Third Order Dominican. Study, prayer, and service became the rhythm of my life. Before every adventure came prayer. I went to daily Mass, prayed the Rosary, and spent time in adoration before Jesus in the Eucharist. That's where I found strength for everything else. In Turin, I met families with no bread and children with no medicine. I couldn't just walk away. I gave away my bus fare so others could ride, carried food and clothing to the poor, and sometimes came home without shoes, because I had given them away. My parents hardly knew. They thought I was just out with friends. But after I died at age 24, thousands of poor people came to my funeral. That's when my family finally discovered the hidden works of charity I had done in silence. I studied mining engineering at the Polytechnic of Turin. Why? Because miners worked in darkness and danger, often forgotten by society. I wanted to bring Christ's light into their world, to defend their dignity, and to stand beside them as a brother in faith. When I climbed mountains, I felt closer to God. Just before my death, I wrote the words Verso Alto, to the heights, on a photograph. For me, those words meant not only reaching the top of mountains, but striving always toward heaven. I contracted polio, most likely while visiting the sick. Even in my final hours, I left instructions to deliver medicine to a poor man in need. My last days, like my first, were for others. The Church canonized me as a reminder that holiness is possible for everyone, for young people, for students, for workers, for anyone who loves Christ. I tried to live the Beatitudes with joy and courage, poor in spirit, giving away what I had, merciful, visiting the sick and forgotten, hungry and thirsty for justice, defending the dignity of others. And God confirmed this path with a miracle, in Los Angeles. A seminarian tore his Achilles tendon so badly that doctors expected a long and painful recovery. But after praying a novena through my intercession, he was suddenly and completely healed. The Vatican confirmed this as a miracle, and it opened the way for my canonization. On September 7, 2025, Pope Leo XIV declared me a saint with Carlo Acutis. Not because I was perfect, but because I tried to let Christ's love guide every step. So remember, holiness is not far away. It's found in prayer, in joy, in courage, and in love put into action. Climb high with me, friend. Not just to the top of mountains, but to the heights of heaven. Follow Cute Messengers for more saintly stories. Cute Messengers, small voices, heavenly messages.
Thank you for watching.